Hello there fellow model makers. Welcome to the first part of this Tamiya 148 scale F-51D Mustang build. Now many of you may wonder why this familiar looking Mustang is an F-51 rather than P-51. Well, I researched the subject at length. Okay, I just googled it 5 minutes back. And it turns out that the F-51 is the same plane as the P-51. In 1948, while the US Air Force was being restructured, all P-51s were redesignated as F-51, the P for pursuit being dropped for the F for fighter. At the end of the Second World War, a large number of P-51s were lying in storage, and these were redesignated and pressed into service in Korea. The aircraft was used for bombing rather than its usual intended role of a pure fighter. The F-51 suffered huge losses in Korea, mostly to ground fire. With the advent of the jet age, the F-51 was eventually phased out. This kit is from the Korean front, and hence, it carries the redesignated F rather than the original P. Anyway, history lesson over. The kit comes in the standard top opening Tamiya box, which has very nice box art. In fact, the reason I bought this kit was the box art, which I found very impressive. Even before opening the kit, I know I will be painting this scheme. The sides of the box has pictures of the other paint schemes available, and I must say these look impressive as well. Right, let's see what's inside the box. We have two plastic bags with two large and two tiny sprues in them. Another bag with the clear sprue. So let's open the bag with the fuselage in it. The parts look very good. Clean, clear and crisp. Nice panel lines and a reasonable amount of detailing. The cockpit inside panels also have some details that look good. The second bag has the wings. Again, these look very nice and clean. No flash or poorly placed pin marks on the kit. And very nice and clean panel lines. The smaller sprue in the bag has the pilot figure, but I doubt we will be using this. Let's take a look at the decal sheet. Everything seems to be in register and the colors look really nice. The canopy is excellent, very clear and no seam lines. There's a smaller decal sheet for the instrument panel, but I would have liked it if it had some more color on it. Okay, on to the instructions. These come in the fold-out black and white format. Not a fan. Neither of the fold-out nor of the black and white. At least the color paint schemes are on the outside of the box in this case. The instructions are fairly standard. Start with the cockpit, then fuselage, wings and so on. There's a choice of keeping the canopy open or closed. I will probably keep the canopy open. Lastly, I have got myself these HGW seat belts. This is my first try at them. They look good. There is a fabric part to them and then there is this photo etch for all the tiny buckles. I know that the set is for a P-51, but like I said before, there was no major difference between the P and the F-51, so these should work just alright. On to the build. I start off by cutting all the parts for the cockpit as well as the fuselage halves. and then giving everything a quick clean with my hobby knife. All the parts are then mounted on toothpicks with some blue tack and then painted with Tamiya black. This will act as a shadow coat for subsequent layers of paint. I next mask all the parts that will remain black. I will be using this yellow-green from Mr. Color for the inside of the cockpit. I first paint the inside of the panels and then gently blend in the darker shadows till I am satisfied with the look. I just make sure that the shadow paint shows through by keeping the paint coats fairly light. It's time now to hand paint some of the parts in the cockpit. The Mustang had a wooden floor, but usually a part of the floor was either metal or rubber. From the multiple variations available, I am going for a half wooden floor. Having painted the floor with wooden color, I now add some grains with a darker brown oil paint. Well, at least I try to. I also dry brush the seat with a lighter brown at the edges to give it a worn look. all black parts are given a dry brushing of aluminium paint, just to make the details pop out a bit. I use microset and microsol to fix the control panel decal. Right now, the moment of truth, the HGW seat belts. Right, these come in two parts, the fabric part and the buckles. I first start off by cutting the main belts. The parts are tiny and I had to be very careful while cutting them. Next, I cut off a piece of the photo etch buckle that the belt has to go through. Threading the tiny belt through an even tinier buckle proved to be very difficult. The first buckle and belt threading took me almost half an hour. However, as I got more familiar with the belts, I found a system that seemed to work for me and was a lot quicker. First, after cutting off the belts with a pair of scissors, I used a sharp blade and got as close to the edge of the belt as possible. Next, the photo etch buckle. Please note that I stick the photo etch plate onto a piece of masking tape. This is done to ensure that I don't accidentally ping the tiny photo etch buckle into the fifth dimension, never to be seen again. After many experiments, I found that the easiest way to thread the belt through the buckle was to use a pair of tweezers and my forefinger and thumb. I secured the belt in my left hand and used the tweezers to bend and thread the belt through the buckle. This proved to be the quickest and most efficient way for me. HGW seat belts are not easy to put together, but once done, they sure look really nice. All worth the time and effort, I would say. I painted the belts light brown. After I had sealed everything together with a couple of layers of clear varnish, I used Tamiya panel line wash to give the entire cockpit, including the belts, a wash. I used a Q-tip dipped in turpentine to clean up the extra wash. Finally, all the pieces were glued to the fuselage and the two fuselage halves glued together. Well, here it is folks. The cockpit is all done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next time we will put the kit together and paint it. Till then, good luck with your kits and happy modeling.